The man used his body as an arrow. He drew back to gather power, and struck a bow pose. It looked simple, but the moment he launched, Apollo the sun god became the sharpest arrow in the world, ready to pierce humanity's strongest shield. Apollo fought so hard, because his strongest arrow had been bounced back by Leonidas' shield. His heart was pierced at once. He stared at his chest in disbelief. The next second, he fell unconscious to the ground. All the gods were stunned. The battle Apollo was supposed to win had taken a shocking turn. His opponent was Leonidas, king of Sparta, with immense combat experience. As the humans cheered, Apollo stood up again. He decided to use his ultimate technique. The bow turned into countless golden threads, which then condensed into a gigantic bowstring. Apollo used his own body as the arrow. As he continued to exert force with his entire body, the next second he transformed into the sharpest arrow in the world, and shot fiercely toward Leonidas. Leonidas felt an intense sense of crisis. He immediately transformed his weapon into his strongest shield, and then charged toward Apollo on his own initiative. The strongest arrow of the heavenly realm and the strongest shield of humanity. Who on earth was the strongest? As a dazzling ray of light shone brightly, Apollo's arm shattered into pieces in an instant. The next second, everyone was completely dumbfounded. Not only was Leonidas' shield broken into pieces, but a huge wound had also been opened in his abdomen. Leonidas suddenly grabbed Apollo's shoulder tightly, and launched his final attack with all of his strength, hitting Apollo's head violently. However, having lost his god-slaying weapon, he was simply unable to inflict any damage upon Apollo at all. As Apollo slowly pulled his arm out, Leonidas' body collapsed rapidly. Amid the sorrowful tears of all human beings, Leonidas turned into countless fluorescent lights all over the sky. Humanity had already suffered two consecutive defeats. Humanity had to win the decisive battle tomorrow. Just as everyone was worrying about whom to choose to participate in the match, a man stepped forward voluntarily. He was the infamous Jack the Ripper. In order to increase his probability of winning, he squeezed the girl's neck tightly, paying no attention to the girl's painful struggles at all. The next second, the girl's body suddenly turned black. As a dazzling ray of light shone brightly, the girl's body actually transformed into a pair of black gloves. At this moment, Jack was filled with confidence. Any object that was touched by the gloves would turn into an extremely sharp god-slaying weapon. He did not know that his opponent was none other than the famous god of war, Heracles.